All right, now you in my world, okay? First off, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. Let's say it again, Linda. Now, I know your name ain't Linda, okay? All right? But that's just something I say. Okay. I seen the little kid who was on Ellen's show who kept saying, Linda, wait a minute, Linda, wait. Okay. And I always sometimes I think about that. And that's why I may say Linda. Okay. But I know your name ain't Linda, boo. Okay. All right. So first off, we are making a smoothie. Okay. Is this lady and her daughter, okay? And I think they are based out in Accra, I think it's called, in Africa. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. First of all, the lady is 65 years old, okay? And look absolutely amazing. Okay, absolutely amazing. And I believe her friend is 67. And I said, oh my goodness, look at they goddamn bodies. Okay. All right. Now let me tell you something. Okay. To the ones that's out there, girl. All right. You do not work out because you hate your body. Or you do not eat healthier because you hate, where you currently are. Okay. Because if you are operating from that place that, I gotta eat this way because I just hate the way it looks. Okay. That is programming, honey. Okay. That is definitely wrong. And we're gonna get into some self-love. Okay. We're gonna get into this video. Okay. A little further along. Okay. But that is wrong. All right. I remember I was listening to his professor something. I can't think of his last name, but I remember, well, his first name. I remember I came across it was this video, okay, about the brother who worked along the side with Dr. Sabi, right? And this brother was doing an interview with the professor. I don't know the professor name, but I remember the professor was saying, everything starts from self-love, right? Everything starts from self. And one of the things he said it is absolutely wrong terminology to look yourself in the mirror and say, I hate whatever it is that's on your body, for you to say you hate it. It is for you to look at it and say, I know I am here right now, but I know I can do so much better. Because the truth of the matter is you can. You can do better. Okay? And we doing better together. How about that? Okay? How about that? We are doing better together. Okay? All right? So, this smoothie is gonna be, it's not gonna be a whole bunch, okay? A whole bunch of stuff. It's just gonna be like 3 ingredients, okay? Straight to the point. Easy peasy, okay? Lemon squeezy. Now I had went and brought some bananas again, okay? And it was a young lady who said, because I had walked about, what was it, 28 blocks, okay? 14 going and 14 coming back, okay, to get some bananas. Now, the thing about the bananas was this. I had bananas and I allowed the bananas to go bad, okay? And so I needed to get some new bananas, and those bananas I hurried up and ate, okay? Because I was like, we ain't doing this again. And it was a young lady who said, cut the bananas up and put them in a bag and freeze them. And I was like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. Because it was so many times that I would purchase the bag of bananas from the supermarket, okay? But we gonna use these, even if I gotta put the whole banana in a freezer like this at one time, that's okay. All right, so, like I said, I'm just doing easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? And let me tell you something about the stretch marks, okay? Let me tell you something, okay? Because I shared this story before, but I want to share it again, okay? I remember I seen a young lady, okay, who came on, well, she was on Instagram. And I remember she took a photo, okay, of her stretch marks, okay. She took a photo of her stomach. And I remember how uncomfortable that made me feel. Because I said, oh, how could she put that there? Honey, this was after I done had my spiritual awakening and everything. So to the ones that's out there like, oh, well, after I have my spiritual awakening, I'm going to be good. Honey, that's when the awareness really kicks in. Okay? And you start really seeing things that, for what they are. And see if you're going to keep on going, keep on accepting the same thing, or are you going to choose something different? Okay? And when she took a photo of her stomach, it gave me the courage. First of all, I asked the question, why you feel uncomfortable? That lady took a picture of her own damn stomach. It ain't yours, okay? But then I realized why I felt uncomfortable. The reason I felt uncomfortable was this, because I didn't accept my stretch marks. Okay, I didn't accept mine. And so when I seen hers, I said, oh, how could she do that? Right? Remember, everything that we tend to have going on within us, or how we may judge others, one is because you judge yourself. Okay, that's one. How you are often hard on yourself, hard on others, is because you hard on yourself. Okay. How you are impatient with others is because you are impatient with yourself. And I'm learning, honey, let me tell you something. One thing you not gonna do, okay? You ain't gonna come over here and think I got everything figured out, because I don't. Okay? I'm figuring out as I go, but my higher self knows everything. Okay? So let's get into this. Oh, and then after that, what happened was I wound up posting a picture of my stomach after I accepted it. Okay, I started saying, honey, these ain't birthmarks. You talk about some birthmarks. These, honey, these lines right here, okay. Now the hands may be a little ashy, but that's neither here nor there. These lines right here, okay, you see them, get into them, okay. These lines right here, okay. Beauty marks, okay. So it's all according to how you saying it. All right, change the way you see things, in the words of Dr. Wayne Dyer. Change the way you see things, and things will begin to change. Okay? All right. So we're going to take some of our almond milk, okay, that I got from Trader Joe's. I may be going, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section, or I may do another poll. Is it you guys want me to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's? Okay, just to see. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna go to Whole Foods. I really, I just hear Whole Foods calling my name. I just hear it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna pour a little bit of almond milk. A little bit of almond milk in our blender. Just a little. Just a little. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna take about 2 bananas, okay? Let me see. Okay, 2 bananas. Okay. All right, and also we are going to be using some spirulina, some blue algae, okay? This is high in protein, okay? So if you're a person who probably don't eat or consume meat, And I don't know, because I'm trying to see if people who eat meat, if they take this. I don't know, but I know the other day, honey, I ate meat that I didn't eat in a few months. Okay, because I haven't been eating meat, and what do I been doing? Eggs, not eggs like eggs that's in like desserts or like some cookies or something like that. Okay, um. So some people may say, "Girl, no, that ain't me," and some may say it is me. The truth of the matter is, you call it what you want, okay? All right, and now I want to say it is sort of me because the eggs is really, hey, Edwards, peace here, baby, peace here, peace here. The eggs is really from the chicken, okay, and chicken is meat, okay. All right, well, poetry, but it's meat though, honey. So I had took this the other day, and I had took some chlorophyll, okay, um, and I ate a sandwich, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I shall not be doing that again." Okay, because my stomach it was running over like nobody's business. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna take a few, just a little bit of the chlorophyll. Now I don't measure anything. Okay, when it comes to cooking or whatever it is, I do not measure. I do not get a. Sometimes I may get a spoon, for the herbs, but majority of the time I just put my hands in the herbs, the mason jar, and just put it in the mason jar when I'm steeping them. But I don't normally I don't measure. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna take this, and I know you guys can't see it. Okay, but you only need like take 1 teaspoon daily. Just 1 teaspoon of this. Spirulina. Okay, just 1 teaspoon. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to blend it. Timid. Okay. Okay, so this is pretty much how it's looking. Okay, so I was thinking this story had came to mind. First of all, let me get these books, okay? Um, you guys know I am always talking about books, okay, and recommending books. And I'm gonna tell you guys this story, okay? Actually, two stories. A few years ago, after I had my spiritual awakening, right, 2018, okay, I remember there was, honey, my nose damn itch. I remember, one second. Now, I know I had told this story on probably on my Facebook channel, but on Facebook page, I remember I had this dream, right? And in the dream, it was like these tall complex towers, right? I don't know if some of you guys, well, even with condos, right? You know those tall buildings, those condominium buildings, right? And I had a dream. It was two buildings, right? And they was like this, okay, facing one another, right? The windows. And I was looking outside my window, and I seen a father and a son, right? Like in the next tower. And they had like all these books on a shelves, okay? And I couldn't tell what books were on the shelf. I just know that the books, they was covered in like a book cover. You know, back in the days we used to do the book covers, cover our hard books. With like book covers, sometimes you would have the paper, sometimes you would have like the cloth. And the cloth, it was like orange. It was like this orangey color, the same as that color like The Alchemist. If some of you guys have read The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho, with Diego, whatever, the shepherd, sort of like that color. And it was orange, it was red, and it was like lines on the cloth of the cover. And in the dream, it also in the father and the son, they was like Indian descent, right? And in the dream, it was like a cow in there. Like it was like later on, like it was just crazy. And I remember I had went to a dream interpreter, honey, online, okay, for free. And I remember she was saying something about like the colors and stuff that I was explaining to her, because our dreams, they mean something. Okay. If you just like, well, girl, I just dreamt that ain't mean shit. Okay. I'm here to tell you they mean something. Okay. And it's so funny because at that time, I probably had one book. I don't know if it was The Alchemist, or I probably didn't have any books at that particular time. But then I started ordering books, right? And I used to be a person that used to say, I don't read, okay? Because, honey, I ain't have time for reading, okay? The old self-image of myself. I ain't have time to read. I had time to give my energy and time to Lifetime, okay, to Law and Order, okay, to City Confidential, to Housewives, okay. Mainly Lifetime movies, though. You know, I would give a lot of my time to Lifetime Movie Network, okay. And once I had my spiritual awakening, I started seeing that the way I was showing up, is not working in my favor. Okay. And so and this is not like after I had my spiritual awakening or I stopped doing, it was like gradually over time, and I'm still growing. Okay. I don't have everything figured out. Okay. I figure it out as I go. Okay. But when I see certain things showing up in my life that I say, I don't want this to keep showing up, I know the first place I need to look at is the mirror. Okay, this mirror or the mirror in the bathroom, and I need to look back at that reflection that's looking back at me. Okay, and it's me. All right. And so so then I just started ordering all these books, okay? And all the books that I have is pretty much is all about the same exact thing. They all correlate to one another so magnificently. This book, Trust, it talks about trust in others, trust in God, trust in life, trust in yourself. Okay? Trust self. Okay? Trust to know everything else is working. And shout out to Miss Iyanla Vanzant, okay? Because I remember I used to be watching her shows and she would be like, do the work. And I used to be like, what work is this lady talking about? Okay? Doing the work on yourself. Okay? The work on you, boo. Okay, so this, I highly recommend this book. Okay, now, okay, Don Miguel. Okay, The Mastery of Love. Okay, now if you are trying to get something from the outside, I'm gonna need you to start understanding that you can never get anything on the outside of your existence if you do not feel that way about yourself. So, for instance, if you don't love yourself, don't think that that relationship is going to bring you love. Because chances are that person you wind up with, they are... Oh, really? You did? How was it? I mean, let me know how that class was, okay? And chances are that you are going to be seeking and looking for things outside your existence. And honey, let me tell you something. We attract what we are. Okay. Now, you may be one of those who say, I don't believe it. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you don't have to believe it. But one of the things that you have to understand is the way that you are showing up in life and those relationships that you getting into. If you say you do not like it, you need to look in the mirror, honey. You need to look in the mirror and understand there is some programming within you that believe that is what you deserve. Because that's why you keep on getting into those type of relationships. Okay. Mastery of love. Do not expect somebody to give you something that they do not have. Okay. Didn't I say they correlate to one another? Accept people for who they are. Okay. Now, if someone, one second, let me just get a drink of this. Okay. Honey, my eyes flashed. How they said your eyes flash before your mind. I don't know how to say it, but god damn it, this is good. Oh my goodness. One second. I'll be 1 second. That is really, really good. Woo! Okay, Dina, you know it's good when your nose be itching, okay, or your underarms, or you start dancing. Okay, so anyway, don't expect some. For instance, right? I remember Missy Yana Van Zandt gave this parable, this analysis. You know, if your father don't show up, right, and yes, back to the source, okay? Back to the source because we just been you know what? In everything that we have been programmed to believe, it has worked for us. Now let me say, because I know I say in a lot of my videos that don't work for you. Okay, that may not work for you. And the reason I say that is because if it wasn't for those things that we have experienced, okay, we would not be seeking, okay, to a better way. You get what I'm saying? You wouldn't be seeking like, this don't work for me, so I need to seek something different because this just don't work for me. Okay, like for instance, for me, religion. Okay, now if you are into religion, you always do what works for you. But I seen me thinking that God is outside my existence, that God is going to save me. Okay, that just was not it. Especially if I'm showing up a certain time. If I'm showing up and going against all these here laws of this here universe, thinking I'm not worthy, thinking I'm not lovable, thinking that I don't deserve love, thinking I don't deserve abundance. If I'm thinking all of this, no matter what, okay, now I can say, oh, well, God gonna give me this. But if I think that I don't deserve it subconsciously, okay, because a lot of it is subconscious, okay, it is things that we do on autopilot, don't even realize that we're doing them. If I'm thinking that I don't deserve it subconsciously, no matter how much I say I believe in God, at that time it was definitely outside. God outside of my existence, the man on the sky, with the white beard, looking down with the long stick, okay, that man. Then I will not be able to manifest because it's like it's some static. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're not in alignment, okay? And so I started doing the work on myself. Okay, so the mastery of love. So good. Okay, now you guys also may know Don Miguel from the Four Agreements. Okay, be impeccable with your words. Take nothing personal. Okay, and I'm trying to think of the other two, right? But be impeccable with your words. Okay, say what you mean and mean what you say. All right. But the mastery is love is really, really good. I had heard a young lady that was on Instagram. She said this is how she healed her and her mother's relationship by reading this book. And basically just accepting that her mother couldn't give her what she felt that she wanted. Right? And the same as that concept, you may feel like, well, my father, he never was there. Well, your father couldn't give you the love that you say or that you desired. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. Doesn't mean that your mother is a bad person. They just couldn't give you what you needed or what you desired. Okay? And once we come to the terms and the grips and accept that, okay, I feel as though your life, you can start doing the healing work on yourself. Because now that you accept that, one, you have forgiven them, okay? And then you forgive yourself for wanting it to be something other than what it really was. Okay. And then also forgiving yourself for entering into relationships and thinking that someone was going to be able to give you something that you felt like you couldn't give yourself. Okay. And all of this stems from childhood, because I definitely remember when I was a kid, okay, and you know how you would get in the mirror and you would say, oh, I look so pretty, right? And I don't know if some of you guys may could relate to this, okay? But I remember my grandmother, and my grandmother was such a wise woman, but I remember my grandmother would say, you don't say that, you let other people say that, okay? Because it was like, you being conceited or whatever. But let me tell you something. If you are looking for somebody else to tell you that you are beautiful, okay, you will forever keep looking. It's almost like an adrenaline rush, right? It's almost like a ego trip, right? It's almost like a drug. Like, oh my goodness, tell me. One person tell you, that you pretty. Then it's like you keep on searching, keep on looking for all these different people to tell you that you are beautiful. When, honey, you could just get in this mirror, okay? This mirror. You could just get in that mirror and just start telling yourself, I am gorgeous. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am love. I deserve love. I am worthy of love. I am confident. I am peace. I am sexy. Okay? Start telling yourself these things. That way you ain't looking for somebody else to tell you on. Okay? Because when you looking for validation, last time I checked, validation was just for parking. Okay? Validation was just for parking. And then you seeking and wanting people to tell you, oh, please tell me. I used to be one of them girls, okay? I used to be one of them girls. I used to be one of those girls wanting people to tell me that they love me, wanting people to tell me how gorgeous I was. And then, I told you guys, and I'm going to say this again. I had a friend who would tell me, he would say, Dina, your self-esteem is very low. And I used to just think, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. But it was. It was. Okay. My self-image was all jacked up, honey, until I start fixing it. Okay. Until I start doing the work on myself. And I'm still doing the work. Okay. All right. Next book up is, honey, when I tell you. Yeah, you may say that this book, damn, that little book, honey, this book comes with a punch. Okay, this book is about to punch your programming out. Okay, punch your lights out. Punch your belief systems out. Okay, The Way to Love. Okay, by Anthony DeMello. Honey, I'm thinking of this book. Okay, by Anthony DeMello. This book. Okay, so I had this book. I said a few months, but no, it was probably over a year. Okay, could have been longer than that. And I started reading it before. Okay, but the other day I was listening to, and shout out to Aaron Dowdy. Okay, I love me some Aaron Dowdy and some Infinite Waters Ralph Smart. Okay, and who are content creators, because just in case you like, who, right? They content creators, YouTubers. Okay. And I remember the other day I was listening to Aaron Dowdy because he has so many videos on detachment, letting go, and things of that nature. And um, normally I listen to Bob Proctor in the morning, right? Bob Proctor talks about paradigm shift, just so you could become aware of your habits, okay? The things that you tend to do. Because a paradigm is just multitude of habits. And so I was listening to Aaron Dowdy this one particular day, right? Because I knew he had the videos about letting go. And I was watching his videos and hey, high stars, peace here, baby, peace here, peace here. And I was watching him. And my thing far as letting go was far as the success, right? Sometimes we have this identity thing where it's though, well, I'm gonna be happy once I become more successful. I'm gonna be happy once I get into this relationship. I'm gonna be happy once I move from this apartment into another apartment. I'm gonna be happy. Like, it's like a non-ending thing when the truth of the matter is you could be happy now. Okay, on your way to getting those things, but you could be happy now. You could be happy now, friend. Okay, and Anthony DeMello, he talks a lot about that, and one of the things he says is because of the programming. Okay, didn't I tell you these books, they all correlate to one another? Okay, it's because of the programming. Okay, what society, what your parents may have told you, what the school system may have told you. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be, I'll be a somebody once I graduate. What? Once you graduate, honey, you didn't know before you even was in your mama womb, you was a somebody. Okay, spirit. Okay, all right. And so you walking around with these concepts, these ideologies, just, oh well, this is and honey, how is that working out for you? Okay, you got to ask yourself, how is that working out for me? Because I looked at my life and this was just the other day. Okay, I said, wait, hold on. Okay, and that's why I got the book and I started reading it. All right, that happiness is just happiness. It's almost like you have all these different things, all these external things outside you, right? Almost put it like this in the words of Anthony DeMello. You are so attached to this one rose, okay, that smells lovely. But it's like a million different other roses. And because you are attached to this one rose, you cheat yourself at smelling the other roses, the other flowers, or so to speak, okay? And so I'm still reading this, okay? I lay on my sofa. It has some juicy titles, and some of the titles I use on my videos. The Eye of the Needle, The Blind Sea, okay? All right. One of the things it talked about was, you trying to be a prison guard, okay, over someone else's heart. Like, and one don't want this person to do X, Y, and Z. And I was in a relationship, this one relationship I recall. And this guy had told me, he said, when me and him he was like, I feel like I'm a bird stuck in a cage being in a relationship with you. And the reason being because I was so afraid. I was so afraid of him cheating on me. I was so afraid of him leaving me. I was so afraid. And so what that did was it made me be all on top of him, so to speak, right? Like, oh, what you doing? Calling him, like, what you doing? Who you with? If you go out this weekend and if I find something out, I'm leaving you. And I used to find stuff out, not that he was like having intimate relations, but I know most likely he was, okay? And the reason I say that because of me and him have children together. Okay, and I see afterwards, okay, but neither here nor there. Okay. And so what that showed me was, all right, and even after he said that, I still didn't get it. Okay. But if you get so focused on you doing the work on yourself, if you get so focused on your passion, your purpose, okay, you don't have time to be chasing anyone down. Okay, you writing your goals out and hitting them goals. You ain't got time. See, I got time to work out. Okay, I ain't got time to be blowing the phone up to see where you are, what you doing, and who you with, and all this other stuff. I ain't got time for that. Okay, I got time to do videos. Okay, I got time to read these goddamn books. Okay, but all that other stuff, I don't have time for it. Because once you start knowing who you are, and I say know who you are, and you still get know who you are, because each and every day we should be growing. But once you start knowing, like, oh wait, okay, I've been the prize, okay, all right. You putting people on pedestals and saying, oh no, they no, honey, you're it. Okay, let's get that clear. All right. And some people may call it confident. I mean, call it conceited. Okay. But they call it whatever they want. All right. And those normally are the insecure people who say, oh, she's so full of herself, or she's so conceited, or whatever. Those normally are people that are insecure. All right. Great story. I remember I was working at this hardware company, well, this hardware store, right? And it was a guy that, man, it was cool, okay? We would talk every now and then. We wasn't like, the best of friends or whatever, but we would talk every now and then. And I remember one day the topic came up about, I think, who I was dating. Okay. And that was another thing. Like, normally when I would date, mainly I would date people who I worked with. Okay. Like, if I worked on this job, I date somebody on the job or whatever it was. Because that's where I would spend majority of my time, on that job. Right. And so I remember me and him was talking, and he was married, okay? And he had, I believe he had two children, or was it just one little girl? One or two children. And as him and I was talking, he was telling me about, he would tell me like about some of the things that he would do, okay? And this one conversation came up about how he was messing with this girl that lived in Florida, right? And how the girl, she didn't know that he was, like, he had a whole family, okay? Or did she know? No, I think she knew, right? I think no, she didn't know, I don't think. But anywho, what happened was he would tell his wife, he would pretty much say that his job is having, like, this 3-day work thing, and he needed to go away for the weekend. But what he would do was he would allow the young lady to come, and they would stay at a hotel or whatever it was, like that. So later on, me and him, we had another conversation, like, months after, right? And the reason being is because you attract what you are, okay? And the reason I would talk to him was because at that time I was messing with a guy who was married, okay? And not proud of it, okay? And yeah, I was messing with a guy who was married. And at first the guy was saying, oh, I'm gonna leave my wife. And be mindful when you are when you come across someone and they say, oh, well, I'm gonna leave my wife, we about to be divorced in a few months or whatever. He ain't say they was about to be divorced, but he said that things wasn't working, all this other stuff. Honey, if you don't see the divorce papers, okay, or if they not divorced, I would say if they not divorced, okay, then you don't want to mess with them, because chances are that they may just be having some issues, or, what they saying ain't even true, okay, they just want their cake and eat it too, all right. And at that time, my self-esteem, it was really, really low. Like I was living from a scarcity mindset, right? Like a scarcity mindset of, oh, this guy would be able to help out, all these different things. And let me tell you something. Okay. Now I talk to you guys about money, right? At times. And I don't want to say all money ain't good money, okay? Because money is just, it's just energy. Money is just a tool, right? But accepting money from certain people, okay, maybe that ain't the best, okay, because that sure came with some stuff, okay. Oh my goodness, it came with so many lessons, all right. So anywho, so the guy, he was telling me later on, him and I had another conversation, and he was just pretty much telling me about his wife. And they was, the wife was like sick and tired of him, and she was pretty much like, she not the guy who I was seeing, but the other guy who I was talking to, at the store. Me and him worked together, and me and him just was talking to each other. And he was telling me what was going on with him, and I was telling him what was going on with me. So anyway, pretty much what he said, he had told his wife, he said, you knew I was cheating. All these years, you knew. And why are you acting like you surprised? Because the wife finally came to a breaking point where so she was like, I'm not going through this. I'm not dealing with this no more. And one of the things he said was, but you knew I was doing this. And that brings me to my next point, right? And I got this from Miss Iyanla Van Zandt too. It is unkind and unloving to not see things for what they are. When you see that a person is a cheater, okay, it's unkind and unloving to yourself to try to tell this person, you better stop cheating. Especially if you met them that way, okay? If they was already with someone and you think that, oh, they just gonna change. If they always say the way you met them, that's the way you're gonna lose them, right? Okay? And so it is unkind and unloving to tell somebody to do something for you that you're not willing to do for yourself. If you're not willing to accept yourself, how could someone else accept you? And it's so long. I used to say, oh, I'm going to accept somebody that look a different skin color than me. I could accept them, okay? Or I could accept, oh, look at her hair. But, what about your hair? Okay, what about your afro, your puffs? Okay, what about that? All right? And you asking people the relationships that you're in, you asking them to accept you. You didn't even accept you. And so chances are they don't even accept them. Okay? And so when we start understanding that there's nothing on the outside, okay, there's nothing on the outside, just a looking glass reflecting back to us exactly who we are showing up as, who we are pretending to be, okay? And all of this stems from belief systems. Belief systems, programming, whatever. And so if you want your life to change, you have to change. In the words of Dr. Wayne Dyer, one of the things Dr. Wayne Dyer would say, imagine you dropped your keys in your home. And instead of you looking for the keys inside your home, you go outside and look for those keys. And then there's a friend that pass by and sees you, looking. And the friend says to you, what you looking for? And you say, I'm looking for my keys. I seem to have dropped them, misplaced them. I don't know where they are. And the friends start helping you and say, you know what? We're going to find these keys together. And perhaps an hour go past and the friend turns around and say to you and say, where was the last place you seen them? And you say, in the house. And the friend say, well, why are you looking for the kids outside? Same as that concept far as you need a prescription for yourself, but you go to your doctor and you ask your doctor to give a prescription for your mother-in-law or for your boyfriend or for your husband or for your children. The truth of the matter is, once you change who you are, things will begin to change. Once you change the way you see things, things will begin to change. And with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Keep believing in yourselves. Make sure you guys go get these books. Hey, Tracy, peace to you, baby. Peace to you, Tracy. I ain't even see you down there, girl. Make sure you guys go get these books. The Mastery of Love, okay? Let me see, because this be having some good points. Let me see if I got anything highlighted. Okay. Let's see. The loss of innocence. Humans by nature are very sensitive beings. We are so emotional because we perceive everything with the emotional body. The emotional body is like a radio that can be tuned to perceive certain frequencies or to react to certain frequencies. The normal frequency of a human before domestication pretty much, like if I get good grades, right? Like your parents, you'll see, if you behave in a certain type of way growing up, for some of us, you behaved a certain type of way, you was on good terms with them, okay? But if you didn't behave in a certain type of way, honey, you wasn't on good terms with them, okay? And if you didn't get good grades, you failed that report card or whatever, failed that test, then it pretty much was World War 100, okay? All right? That's pretty much domestication, right? You doing stuff because of, oh, well, if I do this, then I'm gonna get more love. If I do this, then, I get ice cream, or, it's like I'm doing this to receive something, right? Okay. The normal frequency of humans before domestication is to explore and to enjoy life. We are tuned to love. As children, we don't have any definition of love as an abstract concept. We just live love. Is the way we are. The emotional body has a component like an alarm system to let us know when something is wrong. It is the same with the physical body. It has an alarm system to let us know something is wrong with our body. We call this pain. When we feel pain, it is because there is something wrong with the body that we have to look at and fix. The alarm system for the emotional body is fear. When we feel fear, it is because there is something wrong. Perhaps we are in danger of losing our life. The emotional body perceives emotions, but not through the eyes. We perceive emotions through our emotional body. Children just feel emotions, and their reasoning mind doesn't interpret or question them. This is why children accept certain people and reject other people, okay? Listen up, okay? When your child may say, mommy, I don't know about this person right here, okay? Or that child may not go to that person, okay? Because they can feel certain things that you may not even be in tune with, okay, Linda? Now, I know your name ain't damn Linda, but you gotta listen up. I told you guys the story I had. My daughter, we at the beach, and my youngest daughter, who is 6, at that time, I believe she was about 5. Okay, was she 4? Probably was 4. Ooh, honey, the years just yearing. Okay. And first of all, she kept going into the water, okay, at the beach, and it was driving me crazy, okay, at that time. Driving me, I kept calling the guy who was in front of us, okay, he kept turning around looking back as if to say, who the hell is this crazy damn lady? Okay. I kept calling my daughter out because, I said, she don't know how to swim. And I know how to swim a little bit, okay, but shoot, what if, right? And so I kept calling her, screaming her name, Mama Honey! Just loud, people looking. I ain't give a damn. I still was calling her, right? And so afterwards, I seen how much fun she was having. Some our children could inspire us, okay? And so I started getting in the water, right? But then I noticed later on, she wasn't getting in the water as much. And then later, she told me, she said, it's sharks in the water. And I said, no, it's not. And she said, no, it's sharks in the water. And I just kept saying no. I just kept on denying my child what she seen. And when we would like, I noticed like later on, she like, if I get in the water, she'd say, I gotta use the bathroom. And then I get out the water and we'd be walking, on the hot damn sand, okay, walking towards the bathroom. And then she'd say, oh, I don't have to go. And I say, why you just said you had to go if you don't? And she did this like two times already. So then later on, we there, and is me, my youngest daughter, and my youngest son. Okay, I have 4 children. Okay, 4 children. And what happened? I seen this lady who was hysterical, just like I was. Okay. But she was telling her, I think her niece and her daughter to get out the water. They was like teenagers. And she said, get out the water, get out. And I say, being curious, or some may say nosy. I said, why you screaming like that, honey? And she said, it's sharks in that water. And I said, what? And she said, yeah, it's sharks. Look right there. And it was about 3 sharks in there. Okay? All right? And so I had to turn around and apologize to my daughter for not trusting her for what she had seen. Okay, me not believing what she was telling me. Okay, because that's where it starts. That's where it stems from. From your mama or your daddy saying, no, that's not what you seen. And you like, no, I did see that. And they like, no, you didn't. And so then you stop trusting yourself. You stop trusting that voice. Your intuition that's telling you, girl, turn down this block. And you like, no, that don't even make sense. I'm going to turn the way I'll normally turn. And then you fall into a goddamn ditch somewhere. Why? Because you didn't listen to your higher self. Okay? So we got to get back to that. Listening to... Yes. And they know. They know. The kids know. I want to say even with babies. Okay? Because it's energy. We have all heard this saying before. No, yeah. Energy speaks so loud that I can't hear a word that you say. And it's so true. Because before you even open your mouth in that room, people can tell. They can tell by the way you walk, by your posture, everything. They can tell. Okay? All right. So we perceive emotions through our emotional body. Children just feel emotions, and their reasoning mind doesn't interpret or question them. This is why children accept certain people and reject other people. When they don't feel confident around someone, they reject that person because they can feel the emotions that person is projecting. Children can easily perceive when someone is angry, and their alarm system generates a little fear that says, stay away. And they follow their instinct. They stay away. We learn to be emotional according to the emotional energy in our home and our personal reaction to that energy. That is why every brother and sister will react differently according to how they learn to defend themselves and adapt to different circumstances. Because I know some people, I remember when I was in psychology, when I went to school I wanted to become a psychologist, right? And I remember when I was in school, and we would talk about, two people could grow up in the same exact home, and probably perhaps this one person, they probably seen their mother being abused, okay? And say two brothers, one seen his mother being abused, both of them seen their mother being abused, okay? But one, they have, they took on that role, and they start abusing a woman that they are in relationships with, okay? But someone else, their mechanism may be a workaholic, okay, to escape, right? So we all, and that's the thing about reality. And reality is an illusion, okay? Because if it was so real, we will all have the same exact concept, the same exact perception of reality. And so when you start looking at your life and start understanding that you have the power to change it. Okay, friend, I am here to tell you, you have the power to change it. But to get understanding, you have to study. Okay? And that's why I'm always on here recommending the books I am reading. Because whatever area it is that I see is showing up in my life that I say I do not care for, I pick up the books. Okay? The books are a tool. Okay? They are tools. All right? I remember hearing Jim Rohn say, don't you know they have books on happiness? And people don't read them. But yet they say they want to be happy. How do you explain that? Don't you know they have books on finances and people don't read them? How would you explain that? Then he goes on and he says, I guess they got to rush home and eat a little bit of supper by the time they get home. Okay, Jim Rohn. Okay, all right. So, thanks a lot, Tracy. I appreciate you. Honey, you next. Okay, let's go, Tracy. Okay, honey, let's go. We on this together. All of us is on this together. Let me tell you something, okay? Because when one of us win, we all winning. Okay? When one of us win, we all winning. All right? And by me telling you guys and suggesting to you guys, this is how I changed my perception. Okay? I just study all day. Practically all day. Okay? I'm always listening to some personal development. It's two things that you could always see with me. Personal development, me listening to, okay, and a book. And I used to be one of those ones. Oh, I don't read. Okay. Oftentimes we say certain things we don't do because we've been programmed to think that we may not be smart enough. Perhaps. If you think that you're not smart, you're not going to pick up the book because somebody came along the way and told you were stupid. That's why you wouldn't pick it up. Because when you start reading it, or if you, the books is like kryptonite. Okay? And so when you pick that book up, you done heard all your damn life you was stupid, you was slow, you wasn't good enough, you was a reject, okay? And so when somebody recommends something, you'll say, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just, it's not in the cards for me, I guess. And it is in the cards for you to win. Okay? It is in the cards for you to win. And you are going to win. You are going to win. Okay? I don't give a damn who said you was a loser or you wasn't a winner. Okay? That is the false self. They was projecting that because that's how they felt about themselves. Remember what I said. Nobody, if I think of myself in the utmost, okay, that I am beautiful, I am smart, I am confident, I am loved, I deserve love, okay, I would not say to someone else, don't you know you stupid? Why? Why would I say that? I don't think, I know I ain't damn stupid. So why would I project that on somebody else? We only project how we feel about ourselves. Okay? I could only give you how I view myself. If I don't view myself in a utmost, I'm not gonna view you in the utmost. And so once we start understanding, and some people may say, well, it was my own mama who said it. Well, perhaps your own mama didn't feel like she was smart enough. That's just the truth. That is really the truth. Just because they raised us, okay, that doesn't mean that they came fully equipped. I mean, and when I say fully equipped, that doesn't mean that they knew everything. And I'm not talking about their higher selves, right? I'm talking about, they the belief systems that they have. Okay. Like it's the other day, well, a few years ago, my oldest son, when I was doing the work, well, as I am doing the work on myself, I remember one day I turned to him and I said, you got to change your programming because it's wrong. Because I'm the one who gave it to you. Okay? I told you got to change that programming because it's wrong because I gave it to you. And I know mine's wrong. Okay? And I can only give you what I had. So it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. Right? Now, whether they do it or not, right? And this is where it comes in as far as forgiveness, okay? Because, some people say, well, my parents did X, Y, and Z, and, I never forgive them. But oftentimes, you are like them. Oftentimes, you are like them. Okay? All right? And some of the traits you have, you give them to your children. It's not until you start singing, oh, shoot. You know how many times I had to apologize for my children. I remember this one particular time I was in the shower. I was in there crying. Okay. This was like during the early stage of my journey of having my spiritual awakening. And I was in a shower, all crying. And I called my oldest son in there. And I said, I apologize to you. I apologize the way I treated you. I apologize for the way I spoke to you. I apologize. And I it was like I couldn't stop crying. And one of the things my children there say, no, it's all right. And I say, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Because then they'll be thinking like, oh, it's okay for other people to treat them that way. If I say, oh, yeah, you're right, it's okay. No, you got to put yourself on blast. And it may feel uncomfortable. I had heard 2 women of color say this. They said that they would ask their children, one lady in particular, Lisa Nichols. I love me some Lisa Nichols, okay? And she said she asked her son, like, how do he feel about her being a mother? And he told her. And I remember when I heard that, I said, oh my goodness. It felt so uncomfortable. It was so abnormal to hear someone, especially of color, to say, ask their children, how you feel about me being your mama. But guess what? If you want to do different or to receive different, you got to do different. And so I asked my children, okay, and they told me, okay, you controlling. Okay, same exact thing what the guy said, who I was in a relationship with, who said, it feels like I'm a bird in a cage. Like I can't do nothing, can't go nowhere, all right? Because I was so insecure. And so my children said that, you controlling, you don't want me to go nowhere. It's like I can't do nothing. And so I said, you know what? Okay. Let's meet in the middle, okay? Now you say I'm controlling. Okay, we gonna work something out. We come together and we work something out. All right, now you ain't gonna do any and everything you want to do, but we gonna meet in the middle. Okay, so perhaps when you get out of school, if you want to go to your friend's house, and at that time my oldest children are older. Okay, they wasn't no babies or whatever. So I say, if you want to go to your friend's house, whatever, after school, go ahead. Okay, but make sure you be back in the house by this time. And then you see You see if they abide by the curfew. Now, if they don't abide by the curfew, that just means that they wanted to do what they wanted to do. Or maybe they got caught up having fun or whatever. But either which way, okay, then I tell them, you remember we had that agreement, that arrangement, right? You got to meet in the middle. And another person that's going to tell you what you are, your higher self. Because I remember it vividly clear, okay? I was meditating one night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? I done seen my oldest son snuck out the house. He had a little tenderoni across the street, who is now his daughter's mother, okay? And I remember he snuck out. And I done spoke to this kid several times about, going over there, and the mother didn't really want him to be going over there, like all this different stuff. But then later the mother started letting him stay there. But anyway, all this different stuff. And so I remember I woke up. You know how your intuition tell you, like, get up, you may have to pee or something. And I got up, used the bathroom, and something said, go check your door. Okay, so I checked the door. The door was unlocked, so he could sneak his booty back up in here. And I was so frustrated, so I locked the door, and I started meditating, because I said, you know what? No, I'm a meditate. And I meditated, and then pretty much in my meditate, why do I go through this? Why am I going through this with this kid? And one of the things in my meditation, so clear and precise, controlling. You are controlling. And I had to look at that. Okay? I had to look at that. Okay? Although he snuck out and stuff, yeah, but you're controlling. You can't make somebody do something. And oftentimes we may do this with our children. Well, because I know best. I know best. Yeah, you know best, and you can tell them, okay? But sometimes, you know who's going to teach them better than you? Life, okay? Because you can't make them do something or do anything. You can't make nobody do anything, okay? All right, so with that being said, you guys try this. This was so good. Oh, my goodness. Just 2 bananas, some spirulina, and some almond milk. Oh, honey, this was heaven. But make sure your bananas are ripened. Oh my goodness. This was so good. Okay, so this is the plan, okay? Now I'm going to go and put a poll up, okay? Let me know if you guys want me to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's tomorrow. You know, tomorrow the 1st. Okay. Okay. Tomorrow the 1st, honey. So let me know which one you guys want me to do, Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Those are my top 2. Now, once I get the vehicle, which is coming very, very soon, okay, because my watch hours, honey, they watching, okay, all right, then I'm going to start going to Uncle Giuseppe's. I don't know if you guys have an Uncle Giuseppe's where you live. I don't know if that's just a Jersey or New York thing, but honey, Uncle Giuseppe's, when I first went in there, it's a supermarket. When I first went into Uncle Giuseppe's, I said, oh my, it's so clean in here. Okay. The stuff, they even had pink pineapples. Okay. Very, very clean in here. The food is fresh. Oh my goodness. Oh, Uncle Giuseppe's is good. Okay. All right. So later on, once the vehicle, we'll be going different places, seeing different faces. Okay. All right. I'm so excited to be on this journey, the journey that I am on. And I'm so excited for you guys to be on this journey along with me. Okay. This feels so, so amazing. I want you to know that you have what it takes. Okay. Whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you want to do, honey, I am here to tell you to do it. Whatever you are passionate about. Okay. Whether it's writing books, whether it's art, Tracy, whether it is anything, okay? I want you to do it. I want you to step out your comfort zone and do something that your heart is calling you to do. Okay? When I first started doing these videos, I was extremely scared. Okay? A little scared. Let's just say a little scared. Okay? But I was scared. All right? But guess what? My intuition, my higher self, make videos. Make videos on what? I got creative. At the time, I was already putting spirulina and maca powder and matcha powder and cacao powder in my smoothies, doing all of this stuff. I was doing that behind the scenes. I just needed to bring the camera so the people could see me. Okay? Then listening to personal development and reading books. Okay? So those was the things that I was already doing because I started changing my self-image. I started changing the programming. And so once I started changing that, then I had a little confidence to come on the scene like the masculine and talk. But prior to that, when I had it all, in other words, figured out, when my hair was slayed to the gods, okay, when the makeup was popping, okay, and wasn't stopping, okay, and the clothes was, I was going shopping every time you turned around, that person could have never did a video, because I would look at other people do videos, and there it was, getting my hair done every 2 weeks. Okay, putting the tracks in, the weaving, and all those different things, doing it, and I couldn't even come on camera because I felt like, oh my goodness, what if people say stuff, you know, or I wouldn't been able to do it at that time, and that's why there's a such thing called divine timing. Okay, sometimes we like, I want this ever since yesterday. Well, it's a such thing called divine timing. And you just gonna have to be patient, okay? And perhaps maybe you're not ready for that thing right now. Doesn't mean that you won't be one day, but perhaps right now you're just not ready for it. Okay? All right? So with that being said, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the poll up. Let me know what it is that you guys prefer, Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. And I catch you guys, probably I come back on here later on. You know, depends on what books I'm reading. If something pops out, then I'm coming back on here. Okay. Ooh. So yes, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.